In the United States of America, patrons who attend the libraries have rights. You're not allowed to be disrespectful in people's personal business. And just because a patron gives you the Bill of Rights pertaining to the library does not give you the right to come threaten them because they gave you something that pertains to a policy that pertains to the library. That's a violation of law, and you will be sued. Y'all think, see, I'm not the average person. You think you can say what you want to. Is that y'all think, because y'all got a bunch of racist piece of shit Klan members here that's very disrespectful, think y'all can violate people's rights, and then someone says something to you about their rights, oh, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police.
They're already on their way, don't worry.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
That's cool.
Okay. I'm going to call the police because I gave some papers pertaining to the Bill of Rights? No.
Hi, how are you?
You came upstairs and you said what you said. Now I'm saying what I'm saying. I gave her a policy pertaining to the Bill of Rights, another staff member. How you doing? How you doing? Officer, can I ask your name, sir?
Sergeant Stopper.
Sergeant Stopper, okay. After she tells you the lie, I'll tell you the truth.
All right, let's stop. Let's
Okay.
take a step outside.
No problem, because I want to record, because I'm going to file a lawsuit. It's no problem. Sergeant Stopper, gotcha.
So he got a library card yesterday, which is great. And then he, our policy, which I have in there, highlighted for him, is when he needs to use the computers, he needs to show his library card. And he said he didn't have a library card.
That's
and
not
he
true.
Started to get aggressive with one of
That's
our
not
staff
true.
members. Then he printed this out for her, which in there even I highlighted.
I'm letting you know that's not true.
I need to speak to your supervisor. He printed that out.
That's not true.
Well,
because she's telling you lies. Okay, she's telling you lies.
I have witnesses
No,
upstairs. And
of course they're going to lie for her.
So it's about the computers. And
right, and then so he got aggressive with our
After
staff
she's
members,
done, I'll
so
tell you the
then-
truth. She's lying.
Would you be quiet?
Because you're lying.
all right, let her finish, and then
No-
you go.
no
and-
problem.
So I
No problem.
highlighted there what even his little piece of paper says that we are allowed to ask for that, and I printed our policy. Then he started in on me. This is not the first time that he has been here and has caused some problems. He's filming me right now, so
I'm legally entitled to.
Okay.
not in Pennsylvania.
Yes, you are. I know the law, study law.
Yeah,
But he said, as soon as you're
whatever.
done, I'm going to speak. I don't want to talk while she's
You
talking.
see what he's like. So
But-
anyway, I gave him his warning, and then he started in on me, and then I gave him now I just want him out of my library.
Not true.
Okay. All right,
now-
you finish.
I'm
All
Okay.
right, go ahead.
Sergeant Scott, how you doing? Good morning. All right, what had happened was I came in here this morning. I came into the library to use the computer. Normally, what their procedure is, if you come to the library to use the computers, if they already know you, they don't ask you to provide this and
That's
provide.
not true.
That's it's true. And I can get many witness staff members here, as well as patrons to tell you when you come in, if they already know you, they don't ask you for ID and anything. So I came in this morning. I said, "Can I use the computers?" She said, "Do you have your card with you?" And I said, "No, I don't have my card with me." I never said I never got no card. I got a card yesterday. She said, "Well, you just got a library card yesterday." I said, "Why are you in my personal business? That has nothing to do with you. That's not your personal business." She said, "Well, that's my job." I said, "It's not your job." I said, it's also a policy that you're supposed to have a name tag on. You don't even have a name tag. That's a violation of your own policies. She said, "Well, I don't have to tell you, man." I said, according to the library rules and laws, patrons have rules that they have to follow, so do staff. So I went to the computer, I printed out the library Bill of Rights, which state what I stated. I printed this out and I gave it to her respectfully. I didn't say anything disrespectful. I went up to the lady, I said, "Excuse me, how you doing? This is for you," stating that you're not supposed to be in people's personal and private business. I printed it off the computer. And that was it. I was upstairs using the computer. She came upstairs after this was already done, said, "Mr. Powell, this, that, that." The thing is, they think that they can talk to people and say what they want to people here at the library. And as soon as you say something about the law or policies that they're supposed to follow, they say, "I'm calling the police," or try to provoke the situation, say somebody got aggressive. No one got aggressive. They have recording cameras. Look at the recording cameras. I have a phone too. No one was aggressive. And because a person, like same way, if an officer was violating the law and you print out a law, the United States law, and give it to an officer, it doesn't mean you're being aggressive because you're giving somebody a policy they're supposed to follow too. The thing is, they think that they can violate and say what they wanted to. As soon as you stand up for your rights and say something back to them, they make up stories.
All right, so did this all start from them asking you for your card?
Yes,
So showing your card is standard procedure to use a computer, right?
yes. But they also, as I was telling
Show
you,
your card.
no, but I was trying to tell you, but that's not their normal procedure. And if they I get many people in Johnstown, that's not the procedure. If they know you, they don't ask you for your card.
Guess what? Sometimes, I've been places where I've been to a store, maybe bought a drink, right? An alcoholic drink, and they don't ID you. But maybe there's the day that they do. If you can't just say, oh well, they ID'd me before, or they didn't ID me before. They know who I am. Well, it is what it is. Maybe this lady who ID'd you didn't know who you were.
She knows who I am because I've been here. She knows who I am.
Well, even if
it's a policy that's supposed to be applied to everybody. She knows who I am. The thing is,
well, if it's supposed to be applied to everyone, then
right.
she's applying it to everyone, right?
She wasn't. They don't apply it to everyone. If you review their cameras, you see when people come in here, they don't ask them for that.
Why not just show your card? I mean,
because the thing is, if it's a policy, it's supposed to be applied to everybody. You can't pick and choose a law that you want to apply to people. And the thing is, just because someone prints us a piece of paper pertaining to rules of a library.
Do you have your library card?
Yeah. I got it.
So you're just out here today.
The thing is, the day I didn't bring it. The thing is, when I got it done yesterday, I had lost it. Okay. I found it. The thing is, she's lying. They don't ask people for the library card. That's the policy. It don't matter because I'm going to file a lawsuit anyway.
For my card.
No, but they don't do it all the time. But I'm trying to tell you, they don't. If they know, and they know that too. I don't know why she's lying to you, telling you. Just because a person prints out a piece of paper pertaining to the law and gives it to you doesn't mean that they're being aggressive.
Yeah, but I mean, in reality, you have to give your library card to use a computer.
In reality, they both are filing. Because that's a law. So, this is a printout about being in people's personal business. That's a lot. That pretend American Library Association. That's a policy.
Who's in your business?
It wasn't her. It's the lady that I was upstairs. That's the initial conversation. She wasn't enough. She came and said, "Just reached the has this because every time the thing
was in your business.
The thing is, when I said to her, just like I said to you, I said to you a minute ago, and I'll say again. I asked her, how do you know I got a library card yesterday? Because the thing is, what they be doing is when you come in here and use the library, it's a law on that piece of paper said they're not supposed to be in your personal business. They be always in your personal business trying to figure out what you're doing, which is it's none of their business. That's on that piece of paper right there.
Well, who was in your business?
The lady upstairs.
How was she in your business?
Because she was not. I said, how do you know I got a library card? I didn't deal with you when I got a library card.
That's not her in your business.
Yeah, it is in my personal business. It is. I said, no. I didn't say anything about having a library card. I said, how do you know I got a library card?
Well, if you're in the library,
no. You asked me. I'm saying. I said, how do you know I got a library card? She said, well, I was nasty yesterday. I said, well, that ain't your personal business to be worrying about what I'm doing to me. The thing is here, they over violate and they try to overstipulate the library policies here, and they're standing for your rights and quote the law or give them policies that they're supposed to follow, such as wearing a name tag. They say, oh, you're being aggressive. I'm going to call the police like someone's scared because you call the police. I know how to file lawsuits. I'm not going to play games. Yeah, no problem.
All right, can I see it?
Yeah, okay. Can you spell your name too, sir? Please.
S-T-O-P-K-O.
Okay, S-T-O-P-K-O.
May I say something? I don't want him in my library anymore.
Yeah, it don't matter. I'm going to sue you. We're going to see if you're going to. It don't matter. I'm going to sue you. You don't matter. I'm going to sue. It don't matter and you will be reported to the United States Library Association. Y'all think y'all can disrespect and say what y'all want to people, and that's not going to work with me. I'm not one of those guys who can say what you want to say. No. It wasn't just about. It's not just. No, that's not the case. They don't ask. It wasn't about me giving my ID. That's not what it's about. They violate the law and they think they're going to get away with it, and I'll sue them. It's no problem. And they call the police and exaggerate situations. Every time you quote the law, it don't matter because everybody that's here is going to be called to court too. I know how to file lawsuits. That don't work with me and fly with me. Just because a person looks up the law doesn't mean that a person is violating the law and doesn't give no one the right to call the police just because you give them a piece of paper pertaining to the law. That's not a violator of the law.
First name, Lima, uniform, Charlie, India, uniform, Sierra, date of birth 1974, 10/01. Here you go, sir.
No problem.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like just show your ID card.
Now, the thing is, what I was trying to tell you is just like, go ahead. I'm talking to the operator. Okay. The thing is, as I can get, and I'm going to get witnesses when I file this lawsuit in court. The thing is here, when you come to the library, and their staff knows it, they don't always ask people for your library card. The library upstairs, librarian upstairs knows me. She was being smart. They know that I just came in and got a library card yesterday. Mm-hmm. I didn't bring my card with me there. And the thing is, if they already know you, what they do is they give you a library card. So what I did, I said to her, you're supposed to have a name tag on. There's law. I said to you, there's rules and policies pertaining to you, just like there's rules and policies pertaining to me. You can't pick and choose which rule and policy you want to follow. And you're violating some of your own rule policy, but you don't even have your name tag on. That's a violation of your own library policy. And I know for a fact, and I have that in writing too. So I got on the computer, I printed this out for her, and I handed it to her. That's not illegal, and that's just because someone prints. Like if you say the First Amendment, you say, Mr. Pa, you're violating the First Amendment. And I say, no, I'm not. And you get on the computer, you print out the First Amendment and say, yes, you are. Here you go, Mr. Pa, you're violating the First Amendment. There's no crime in that. There's nothing illegal to print a law off of somebody. There's no crime in that.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is why? How'd you even use a computer if you didn't show them your
Because the other librarian gave me the pass. See, you just asked a valid question.
Another
That knows, she knows how they do things here. And she said, I'm gonna give him one. See, you just asked a valid question. I'm glad you said it. How did I get on the computer if I didn't provide them with a library card? Because you can't access the computer without them giving you permission.
Yeah.
You just asked a valid question. I'm glad you said that, because the other librarian that knows disrespectful, she gave me. I'm not saying every librarian here is like this. What I'm saying. The other librarian that knows, she know I don't get nobody problem. I just quote the law a lot. She said I'm gonna give him a pass, and she gave it to me. That's how I got on the computer.
All right. Well, I mean, they said you.
It don't matter. That thing, it's not gonna fly. I know how to go over there here. I know how to go to courts. I know how to go to the mayor, governor. It's no problem.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be here, but I'm gonna find my paperwork and I'm gonna submit a lawsuit, and we'll be called as witnesses, because you can't, just because the person goes to the computer and prints out a law, you cannot call the police and make a scene and say he's been aggressive because I give you a law. It's like if you give me a law, say you can't drink. I don't smoke or drink anything, but let's say I did, and you say, Mr. Pa, it's against the law to drink alcohol in public, and I say no, it's not. And you print out and say yes, it is. Here you go. That's not illegal to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Okay.
But all right, you're good to go then.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate it. Thank you, officer. Stop.
Don't come in here.
No problem.
Now, what I'll say is, if you want to dispute them banning you from here,
I'm going.
contact someone else.
I am, and when they have to be served for courts, I'll get someone to serve them, and they'll be served for courts. No problem. I'm going to take it to court, because you can't violate someone's library privilege just because they give you a policy that you're supposed to follow. That's all. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, officer. Stop.
Is this yours?
Yes, sir. I have 2 children. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where's
Appreciate
the
it.
kids at, Andy?
Not daycare. That ain't not. Thank you.